Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. My name is Nicole, and I am the energy behind this channel, Earth Core Star. And today's video is going to be about womb healing and shamanic womb healing work. I will talk about what I'm learning through this journey of womb shamanism and what I am learning from the embodiment of the feminine, living and being in this body. I mean, being a woman, there's just so many things, but what I really have been focusing on lately is on womb healing and connecting to the consciousness that your womb space holds. I believe this is of the utmost importance for women, and I'm going to talk about why. So, I did write something for you guys, and I am just going to read through it, okay? The womb is a place where we come from, is the place where we come from. It's a dimension of its own where life is nurtured and weaved into materialization. The element associated with the womb is water, which behaves like space or ether. So it is essentially the void from which the unmanifest down steps and materializes into form, as we know it in the third dimensional tangibility. Even before incarnating within our mother's womb, we come from a primordial womb, okay? Within a primordial cosmic womb, within the 13th gate of creation. And you will know something about this if you're familiar with the Kabbalah, the Kabbalistic tree, which holds 12 grids, 12 dimensions, and outside of the dimension exist 3 other dimensions outside of time, which are totally different. And that 13th gate is outside of time. It's after the actual dimensions, which a physical somewhat form is embodied in. So in truth, all dimensions are but womb worlds, okay? Spaces that allow life to take place, nurturing its growth and expansion, and all eventually returns back to this primordial womb portal. Then we must go through the cycles of the multiverse of wombs within creation. And for that very reason, I know that this multiverse, this structure that we are gestating within, is predominantly more feminine, which means the following. Because the universe is primarily more feminine, the multiverse operates on principles of chaos and darkness, chaos and change, which differ in complexity as you rise into different stations of dimensionalized experience. And this is more popularly referred to as the Shakti current or the unconscious mind. And Shakti is always inviting Shiva into the dance. She is movement, she is change, she explores the unconscious. And the unconscious mind is connected. It's connected to the womb. And the unconscious mind is connected to the primordial consciousness that your womb holds. The primordial cosmic womb is where we gestate and are in a period of stillness and rest. So the womb of this universe and the multiverse are the macrocosmic expression and essentially the microcosmic expression of the womb of the wild woman, and are one and the same. They're just different aspects of the same thing. We're just looking at different dimensions of the same thing, essentially. And our womb stores all of the ancestral gifts, the shadows of our ancestors and ourselves, the karmic structures that we're born with. Within our womb, we hold all of the pain that our ancestors have endured as well. The womb acts as a recorder. So it is a recorder and imprints all genetic and emotional, energetic information, and it's like a warehouse, and it stores all of that information in your womb. So that entails exchanges of emotional, sexual energy, as well as emotional trauma, and all of your unconscious thoughts and expressions of self and other are actually also stored within the womb space. So many call the womb the energetic storage place of the body of a woman, because it is where everything goes to. Like, if something happens to you and it's not the most positive thing in the world, all of that, if you do not express it, it subconsciously represses down into the womb space. Okay, what I am trying to say here is that the womb is the chalice, the womb is the holy place where men are anointed, where we anoint men and initiate them into the mysteries of the feminine. This is where they are baptized and reborn, okay? And through the portal of the womb, we can rebirth not only other people and assist in their evolution, but rebirth ourselves, okay? We're able to rebirth ourselves and transform into our highest state and align ourselves with the will of our highest self and the will of God, the primordial one. Through our womb, we can liberate ourselves and rewire the DNA of the generations of the past, present, and the future, the ones that are to come after us. The womb has natural cycles which change as to the phases of the moon, and we must honor the cycles of our feminine temples. Working with the consciousness and the power that your womb space holds can empower you so much and enhance your spiritual practice as you connect to your primordial source, God, the primordial one, the universe, whatever you want to call it, okay? The blood that we release is a sacred gift and is during the period where we need to go within. When a woman is on her period, she is her most powerful, as she releases and ignites a new cycle within the rhythm of her own chemistry. We purify ourselves and shed as a snake sheds her skins. If our blood is healthy and we're taking care of ourselves, we can utilize our blood to plant crops and grow our own garden even. A practice which green witches use. And in ancient times, instead of sacrificing animals, women would utilize their own blood for rituals. So I believe that there is not one single part of a woman that is not sacred and to be venerated. We are sacred and to be venerated. The womb is a stargate from where we are connected to the spirit world and the dimension that brings in a physical vessel as the container for the soul. Your womb is your center of creation and rules over creativity in the material plane. Through your womb, you can use this energy to create, to bring beauty to this world, to bring harmony, balance, and create from eternal principalities. Or you can destroy civilizations. To say this means to align yourself and be a host of constructive interference or entropic forces of energy. The power of the womb has been inverted and reversed and weaponized against women, and women use this power to manipulate and use this power to trick men. This primal energy of sexuality is being misused in our current times in a rather superficial and mechanical way, and we're not utilizing it to its full extent. And when we're not being conscious, okay, when we're having sex, most people are not conscious. They just do it because it feels good, okay? The womb holds the creation hieroglyphics. The womb works through vibration and reception. It is meant to receive, to be a receiver of energy, which then we maximize to its full potential. Whatever you give a woman, we will maximize it and make the best out of it. And as a receiver of energy to be utilized, it really affects the persona. Okay, so the womb is meant to be a receiver and to be utilized as so. The persona in the psyche changes depending on the quality of the womb, okay? So it literally changes the overall well-being of a woman. The quality of the womb is very important, and the womb can be damaged and scarred through emotional trauma, which is stored in the body, through dietary changes. You're not eating enough fruit, you're not eating enough vegetables, you're not eating a balanced diet, through addictions. If you smoke, if you drink, if you do any other substances, addictions greatly impact the quality of your womb and the quality of receptivity you're able to embody. So physical health is a big one too. Like, are you taking care of yourself physically? The amount of births that a woman goes under also affects the quality of the womb, as well as if you've ever had any miscarriages or if you've ever been on any type of hormonal medication such as birth control. That also just disrupts the total like it just disrupts the balance of the hormones in your body, which trips everything up. Another major thing that I feel like is important is that can also affect the quality of the womb is the partner that you have. Okay, so if your partner is also like drinking and smoking and they eat candy all day and they don't eat a meal and they don't eat healthy, the quality of the sperm also changes the womb, you know? So a healthy uterus is of the utmost importance, because the quality that the woman is able to live, like the quality of life, is greatly impacted by the uterus, by your womb space, and how you take care of it. The womb is connected to the heart. They are supposed to work together in symbiosis. However, when this is not so, it creates havoc and creates inflammation within the womb. It creates inflammation, and that creates disruption within your hormones, and they become off balance. Connecting to your womb, healing the ancestral trauma, releasing cords and shadow aspects of yourself, releasing bad habits, protecting your womb, regulating your nervous system, and regulating your emotional network and how you respond emotionally to others. Eating plenty of fruits and vegetables, drinking your water, eating more alkaline, like nuts and seeds, and eliminating and minimizing foods which cause inflammation, such as non-organic foods which are heavily processed, like McDonald's and Burger King and major corporations as such, that do not have our best interest at heart. These are the things we want to avoid because they're not food, they're poison, and they are poisoning our wombs so they can poison the generations to come. We also want to stay away from any processed sugars. So like a McFlurry from McDonald's, I'm sorry, but no. We cannot do this no more. We cannot eat this in the new timeline, okay? And just foods with pesticides, and these substances, I mean, they cause all types of disharmony within your womb. And you essentially want to avoid anything that will disrupt the balance of your hormones. So foods that are good for the womb, they are so many. We have berries, elderberry teas, any type of like raspberry tea is amazing for your womb. Eating lots of fruits, I mean lots and lots of fruits, like every single day, at least every single day you have to eat some type of fruit. Also managing your stress levels can help you with the womb if you're having trouble there. You want to eat like foods that are heavy in minerals, which are beneficial, like salmon. Maybe like try to switch from white rice to like wild rice, kale, spinach, leafy greens, walnuts, almonds, like anything that comes from the earth essentially. And there is a list that I will add here so you can see the foods that you should consume. Turmeric, I mean, there's so many spices. Turmeric, pepper, oregano. Okay. You also want to make sure that we are protecting our womb spiritually. And but what I mean by that is, you do not want to just let anybody into your body, into your temple. And we have to be very careful as women because we are more susceptible to interferences from other forces through our partners, through the people that we surround ourselves and take and soak in their energy. So the spiritual aspects of the womb, to me, are number one most important, because as women we need to have a relationship with our womb. Women used to get their period once every 3 years, but through the heavy genetic engineering on the human angelic species, now we are having periods every month. And this was done in the breeding program so women would be able to reproduce more, because we were a slave race. So there's just so much unpacking to do in the womb, and sometimes it's ugly and it's dark there, and it's a lot of things that we don't want to look at, but we have to, not just for ourselves, but for the generations to come and the women of our lineage that are waiting for us to tap in and do the work that they couldn't. You know what I mean? So it's like we have to pick up where we left off and hold that torch of light and really connect to the womb and the consciousness that our womb space holds, so we can become more conscious of ourselves and of why we do what we do, of our sexuality, so we can bring back that natural sensuality that is so missing these days. And these are just some reasons why I believe we have to take care of the womb, be one with our womb, listen to our womb, to our intuition, and to walk our walk, to speak how we want to, and to connect to that Shakti current, to connect to the unconscious mind and to the lower womb. Our lower womb becomes the higher womb once we connect it to the heart. Once we bring those two together, it's a vortex, it is a stargate, and men will literally go crazy. Like they will go crazy over you once you start to consciously work with the womb and connect with the womb. One last thought that I want to leave you guys with is a story of the olds, where if she wanted to give birth, if she was ready for the journey of motherhood, she would sit under a tree until she would receive the name of the being that wanted to come in through the body. It would be like sort of a chant that would be brought in through her as she was meditating. So let's say it was namaste, for example. Namaste. So let's say she was meditating and she heard namaste. Now that she heard that, she went with her partner and they would make love. And during the entire experience, they will say over that name, that phrase, whatever it came down. And as they were doing it, they would connect with the spirit. So when the woman was ready, they would consciously work with the spirit world to bring in the spirit, the soul, so we can slowly start to integrate. And it was just such a conscious way of conception that is so not happening right now. So I just feel like as women we have to bring this consciousness back to conception, and conception meaning creating consciously. You know what I mean? Creating consciously with our partners. And I feel like that makes such a difference. So to all my women out here, I love you. You got this. And I wish you the best on your journey to healing your womb and connecting to the consciousness that your womb holds. And if you have any like other ways that you connect to your womb, please leave that down below. I would love to hear it and read about it. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.